Well, all right. It is Monday, May 6th. A little bit later in the day than I typically end the day, but just almost 11 a.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. And today, just one trade. The trade today was only on the opening Alpine Orb trade, and got the win there. And as you can see, I copy traded three accounts on that trade. So PA7, PA8, and evaluation 37. PA7, I just traded one contract, so $106. PA2, two contracts, $212, as well as the evaluation 37. So you can see those here. So this actually was the second day. It should say day two on that one. I forget if I updated these or not. I think I did. I think I just forgot to update the evaluation number. So that was the second day traded on that account, and another 2,500 to go that on there, and then this is the account PA7 where I was digging this one out of the mud. It was less than $200 in drawdown at one point, and now I've got it healthily, pretty healthy above the starting balance, and getting close to getting the full drawdown back. So still a little bit away from that. I'm going to trade one contract on that account on the opening trade until I have the full drawdown, and then I'll trade the open with two contracts on that account. And then PA8, it's day 6 traded on it. I had a loss on the last trade I took on it, like a $500 loss. So a little bit under the starting balance by like $300 or so. Under the full drawdown by about $300 or so, but I'm 560 over starting balance on day 6 traded, and trading two contracts on that for the open. So my plan is to continue to trade these two PAs on the open trade, and then basically just one of these evaluations with it. That way, if anything were to go wrong, I still have two PAs still in the game without starting over from scratch, as well as I still have another evaluation here that's very close to passing. And I'm just trying to build up account 37, 38, and 39 with the opening trade over the next week or two before I trade this one again. This one doesn't renew until like 3 weeks from now, something like that. So I've got plenty of time here. So I want to just try to build these up and try to get these to maybe close to this level. And then that way I can pass this one or try to pass it, and then pass or fail. I've still got these three in a good place to try to pass those in a short amount of time too. So that's the game plan overall. And then eventually, if I can get some payouts on one or two of these, then hopefully I'll be able to bring in new PAs right behind those when they have no drawdown left. And then I can start trading the opening on these because I'll have more PAs behind it. So that's the plan if it all works out. But yeah, other than that, we were just really in just a lot of chop the whole day. And so there was like one trade I could have taken. I considered it, but then just because it was so choppy here, and for the reason of my measured move that I had, I'll talk about it when I get into the charts here, but just chose to stay out of it. And so I didn't get any trades today with my regular scalping strategy. For anyone that doesn't know, my scalping strategy is I look for charts where every single second entry on the chart works for my profit target. And I just look through different tick charts on the NQ, and I try to find 3 or 4 that I could trade off of throughout the day. And if a chart picks up a second entry that doesn't work, then I stop using that chart for the day. So today, I actually still have 4 charts where every second entry worked, but I also had to throw away 3 or 4 charts where they eventually picked up a second entry that didn't work. So depending on how I played it, if I was playing most of every entry, I could have had some losses today and some wins. You just never know how it would break down. But yeah, still have good charts right now. Just it's later than I usually trade. I had to stop for a good almost hour to take my daughter to school today, and so I was just seeing if I can find any trades kind of after that fact, which was kind of like later in the day over here, but just didn't see anything I liked. So let's get into the opening trade. I'll explain that as well as my chart for the rest of the day and wrap this up. All right, so here's the 1 minute chart where I take the opening trade. And you can see, I kind of marked out, like I was looking at this as a range here, and then we broke out of that a little bit, and then this was the range kind of leading into the open. So this is the range that I was kind of looking at when price broke out well out of it. And, I've been seeing this lately. We saw something similar happen on Friday, this past Friday, where before the open actually happens, you have a huge burst up, right? So this bar was the minute before the actual open of the market at 9:30 Eastern. And so when this burst up, I remember on Friday, we had the same exact thing. And so I hadn't seen anything quite like that before, exactly the way it was. And so I decided not to take the trade Friday. But in this case, I was able to really identify this range and this range, right? And I could see it was a huge breakout. And so because of that, also got the retest of the high. It's literally exactly the same situation as Friday. And so I know that when we get a retest of a high, chances are that if it's a breakout, the breakout's going to fail. And so I was really confident to put my short position right here. I wanted it to be definitely back inside of this range. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough room to the bottom. Really was really careful about was making sure that there was room to the bottom of this wick. I would have liked it to get filled inside here, but it was just too tight of a spot, and I didn't want my entry to be any higher for the fact that if it ticked below and bounced off this prior resistance and makes it support, I didn't want it to then bounce against me and end up with a losing trade. So I wanted to make sure I was low enough that there was plenty of room to the downside, and it worked exactly how I was expecting. And it was really just because we had the retest of the high already that gave me confidence in that trade. On the long side, I put my order way up here. So the only way I was going to get triggered into a long is essentially as if something like this happened. So I was way up here, and it was going to have to move like this did later for me to get entered into a long trade. So again, PA7, 9, or actually that should say 8. This should say PA7, 8, and evaluation 37, 22 ticks on the Alpine Orb opening trade. And I was looking at the 1 minute quite often throughout the day, but just wasn't comfortable with anything I saw to take any trades on it. Although that is in consideration as I move forward to start taking trades that way on the 1 minute. And then really, other than that, I had this chart, and what I was looking at was originally I had the measured move like this, and let's see here. So originally I had the measured move like this, and so by the time the market opened up here and got up here, that was already a measured move. So I was very skeptical of going for longs after the measured move was hit. And then as the day grew later, I looked at this as okay, maybe this is potentially going to be the measured move. That looks like one solid leg up, and here's a second leg up. And now you can see this finally just reached it. So that was something that was making me not want to take any shorts, even though on some of my charts, there were some good short opportunities potentially. I didn't want to go short, and I was really skeptical about going long. The only long I saw that I kind of liked was here. We had one leg down, and I was thinking maybe a second leg down. And so this came up shy of it, came up shy of the opening price, which is the dashed line. And really there was another level kind of down here. I just drew this just for being able to talk about this. There was another level down here. So it was shy of that. Just the bottoms were uneven. It wasn't clear where the bottom of the range was. It was obvious we were in a range, but this range was obviously here, and I liked it because it was kind of like a test there and a test there, but it was only a second time testing it. And I was concerned that, I could get triggered here above it for a long, and then it comes down here, fulfills the, measured move, and then bounces off of the open price, which is what it ended up doing here, bouncing off the open price. So because of that, I just decided to stay out of it, even though I was strongly considering taking that trade. And that was really the only one that I could have considered the whole day that I would have taken. Otherwise, there was another second entry long here. Again, I didn't like the fact that we had a huge rejection off the top, and just didn't want to risk it. But if you go back to my live stream, I was talking about how I was thinking that it was going to break out to the upside. It's usually what happens when you have a big move in the overnight and then you range. The trend tends to continue later on in the day. So not surprised that we did hit that measured move. And really, Wouldn't be surprised for it to get a little bit higher to there. So that's how I kind of saw the day. But in all this choppy mess, I mean, I counted at some point it was like 3 hours and 45 minutes where we were just in this thing and just chop fest. And I know a lot of people were probably getting chopped up today, and I didn't want to be one of them. So I didn't take any further trades for my scalps. And, that's how it's going to be some days. I'm in this to try to make money, and I'm simply documenting the journey. I know some of the people that watch are going to want to see trades, and so if they don't see trades on my live stream, they're going to be disappointed, and it's not what they're looking for. And I'd say that's fine. You can definitely find other people that are trading and live streaming, and there's a lot of people out there I've seen that put on a lot of trades and they blow up their accounts and they get losses and they're red a lot of days in a row. And I'm trying to not be one of those people. I'm trying to be one of the people that can be consistently green and work towards payouts and profits. So I'm not trying to gamble, just trying to trade my system, trade within it, and see if I can become successful over time doing that. So I appreciate everyone out there that's been coming and checking out the channel and watching my streams and my review videos. And let's see, the 80% discount still going on. You can use this code or any other. And that's through the end of the month. So plenty of time. And 1 day pass continues through the end of the month, and half price resets for Apex. So check that out if you're interested. There's a link below with more information on their website if you're interested in Apex and haven't traded it before. And other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. So let's see here. This is my results for the day, and yeah, live streaming every day starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Typically wrapped up by 12:30 Eastern. Stayed on a little later today. 1-0 for the day, like I said, and not doing the open trade on stream live. Coming on later. There's some other people that are streaming it live, so if you want to check out the open trade, definitely recommend going and watching one of their streams. But I always review it once I start my stream. I always review that open trade, how I took it, and talk about how and why and everything. So come check me out for the live stream. And thanks for all the new subscribers. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And be back at it tomorrow. Hope you had a good trading day and a good start to your trading week. And be back at it tomorrow. I think I've said it all here. I'm done for the day. See you tomorrow.